chance. Maybe it didn't happen. Never mind then.
Yeah, just unfortunately, we're just missing some shots and stuff, so it's putting her a little behind. Tetsuo's got about a 40 minutes. Yeah, that's a long run. A 40-second, and whereas Tina has about a 47 entry into collect power.
So collect power-ups, the first room in the game that actually gives you access to everything. Players wanting that beautiful orb as well as rockets. Tetsuoooo getting them. Tineisbrutal with grenades, just pushing through to get that orb.
Now, I actually don't falter on that play because one thing that, I mean, grenades, they do suck, obviously, but the thing about the collect power-ups is that you want to force that orb as much as possible. So even though you're taking a bad weapon, as Tineisbrutal just picked up an orb, you force more drops by grabbing the grenade, even though you're going to take your kill count down a little bit.
I fully agree. I fully agree.
So Tetsuo got in there about a 125 and to eat my shrapnel. Still does not have that orb. And Teen is going to gain some ground as she finishes off the room and collect power-ups. That loss is mostly just due to the not having it at the beginning and then the 47-second entry. So she's definitely gaining time on Tetsuo here.
Oh, and the swirl coming out along with 4 on screen. So Teen just lost a little bit of time and lost the edge right there.
Yeah, I don't think that counts as a star wind swirl walk there. So, yeah, what usually happens is the swirl. Sometimes you can actually walk through the swirl and completely be unscathed, but that was not the case there. It was being destroyed.
As far as I know, only 2 people in tournament have done it, and 3 people total.
Yeah, there's actually 3 as far as I know. One is Starwind himself, why it's called the Starwind Walk. And then Mechanical Koopa, and then there's that guy that, avoided all 40-watt shots.
Oh, yeah. I've actually done it once myself, actually did it too, but that was just a normal play.
So here, yeah, Tetsuo still does not have an orb, and Teen got another replacement orb, plus razors. She's got the power-ups, and as I say it, there it is for Tetsuo. I gotta stop talking now, don't I? Because I'm just manipulating this game and causing, drops and stuff. I gotta stop.
Either that, or as they're walking in to collect power-ups, just comment about how neither of them have an orb, and maybe they'll both get it.
Still, the drops are favoring Teen a little bit more, and she's still trying very hard to keep the middle. She's doing a very good job of it. She gets another razor shield in this room.
Yeah, a very important thing in this game is keeping the middle, but when we mean keep the middle, it's be as tight in the middle as possible. Try to stay basically within that little red square made by the diamonds or whatnot. Any loose movement that gets outside of those lanes is going to cause those foot soldiers to start drifting towards you.
I'd even go a little further than that by saying stay toward the bottom arrow.
Yeah, exactly.
And just like that, we have our Taco Bell product placement, Taco Bell.
Tetsuo walking into tank trouble. He's doing something a little different than most people. He shoots the right guy. In my opinion, that it's easier to shoot the left guy because it just calms things down a little more for some reason.
I think it has to do with also how you enter that room from the bonus room. So look at that. Tineisbrutal is getting razor shields back to back. Like, she's getting great starts, and then she unfortunately loses that orb.
She's razor shielding the door guys, though.
Yeah, I don't personally kind of like that move there. Just use the razor shield to kind of keep the center, and then you use that orb because she did have the orb to take the gunners out. So I thought that would have been the better play there. But now we're even up.
The orb, especially, just sit yourself in the center.
So right now, Tetsuo's got this orb again, and he's got a razor shield to kind of take all the damage. He's got that nuke that's in that room there.
I love when they use the bomb to clean the room out when there's a handful of dudes everywhere. Swirl from the top, what I prefer. That way you can keep damaging the gunners as you kill the swirl. Tetsuo moving in for the ball buster, and kaboom!
It's like he nails it, but he hasn't been getting very much power-ups lately, so just got that grenade, and that's about it.
Popping a form off now, even though the drops have been weak. That's just the power of the ball buster. Get you halfway there.
Oh, look at this. A spreader right in the middle of the room. Is he going to block it, though?
Oh!
So close.
He tried. He made him scared. He got a little sweat on him.
Teen gets into the Mutoid Man. She has the orb here for the ball buster. and look at a spreader almost on her feet, but I think it was a little too far to the right, and she doesn't go too far over to the right. She didn't go far enough right on the Mutoid Man to get the ball buster there.
Tetsuoooo taking an intentional death as his drop runs out. That's just something people do on a higher end to predict a possible spreader and be ready for it.
The team gets a spreader there, but I think the only way she could have gotten that one is if she had the Telio death there, and that is when you die before the power up drops and hope for the best, basically.
Tetsuoooo on that final form, pumping lobbers away. Now a dead drop, but I think at this point it would take a lot of bad RNG for things to sway differently.
13 just popping the second arm here on the excuse me.
See Tetsuoooo stop shooting right there. For those of you a little new to this game, you do run just ever slightly faster when you are not shooting. So, if he's moving quick, that's a good way to get out of his way.
Tetsuoo's out with the 638. Teen working on the pop ribcage form, just about to be in the Pint Ultimate form. This lobber should get her there. Take grenades. It's like ride the lobber train. It's like she is hitting the spot definitely for that bonus damage there. When he moves up, though, you don't want to hit the center circle. You just kind of want to hit below where his chin would be if he's on the first form or head form.
Yeah, a lot of people confuse that. They think the sweet spot is the circle on his belly. No. It's the little brown spot under his chin, on any form that's not the rib form. It's still active. You just don't see that spot when he's ribs.
I don't know if she got run over, but it looked like she got hit by a shrapnel when she took the death there. This spreader, the lobber ought to do it here.
Yeah, the lobbers definitely should be doing this. He tried to get her, though.
Yeah, the Mutoid Man is very aggressive on the final form. He likes to ram a little more often than he does when he has his whole entire body included.
All right, and that does it for Tineisbrutal as Mutoid Man explodes and the game fades out. She is at a 753. GG's to both of them. Tetsuoooo taking number 1. Tetsuoooo!
Yeah, believe me when I say Tetsuoooo is the real deal. Like, he was getting these 635s consistently, and I think that's around where he's going to be getting for most of the tournament. So when he busted me, the best of 5, he had those 630s pretty much the entire time. So I'm definitely expecting a lot out of him this tournament for sure.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, he's kind of my call for Rookie of the Year as experience, but we got 2 other. There's RNGesus also who could be taking that. We got 2 really green wild cards within Skunky 48 and Edo 87. They're both the type of people that if they just put their mind to it, they'll master the game instantly for some reason.
It's like hopefully we get Teen to reset her timer. I'm pretty sure she'll do so when she gets ready.
I'll remind her if not.
That is such a badass costume, I gotta say.
All right, I see the timers are reset. They are both ready. We are going to count them on in.
It's also very fitting that she's also on the blue side too, and she's the player 1.
And they have been counted in. We should see them starting here shortly. Good luck. And they are off. We got a little slight desync with Tineisbrutal a little early, but it's the clock that counts.
Yeah, it's not necessarily something that has come into play so far. Usually if the clocks are not synchronized with each other, it's like it makes it difficult when you have to go to a replay review, which we haven't had to do yet so far in the tournament, but I am expecting it to happen pretty soon. So Teen wrecked that Razor Shield that time around. She's going to have a little bit of a better time going into the collect power-ups this time around. About a 45, whereas Tetsuoooo has a 41 going into it. But as we all know, it doesn't matter as long as the first drop is an orb. Haven't seen that yet today, though.
Both these players don't have an orb now. Gotta conjure them up now.
Oh, there we go.
I say that.
Tetsuoooo getting the first orb on the second drop of the room. Hey, you were right. We got to mention that right at the beginning, and then we force some drops. So come on, Teen doesn't have an orb yet. Let's let her have the orb just to kind of keep it evened out with the skill and such.
Tetsuoooo killing with the rockets, ignoring the Razor Shield. Smart move to ignore that. Smart move. Didn't need it.
Yeah, the Razor Shield, since it goes around you, it actually prevents you from going to the edge of the room and all that stuff when you have it. So you actually lose like half a second just because you have to walk the extra steps to get out of the door. So that was a good move on his part.
Teen getting her her orb now in a great spot too. Make this room a lot easier.
Yeah, both these racers are set up to not lose any time in this room. So as long as they both have the good fire and all that stuff, they can definitely get out of here without losing any time. But obviously, you still got to be precise with all their stuff.
Teen taking the Razor Shield. It's a good safety call if you're not comfortable. This late in the room, though, it's kind of pointless because nothing's coming at you anymore, and it's just going to prevent you from getting closer to the door near the end.
That time is so many, though, I wouldn't worry about it in a race.
Yeah, it's only half a second, if that. Tetsuoooo, though, coming in, having rockets and a second helping of rockets, and now a Razor Shield. Teen losing the orb, fighting back for the middle, grabs a spreader to make that easy.
Yeah, Drop's definitely favoring the favorite here. He's got his Razor Shield, he got rockets, and he's got more rockets. Teen is just not getting anything. Like, she lost her orb, I don't remember where, but she hasn't gotten anything to complement this room at all so far. So definitely need to change that around.
Yeah, meanwhile, Tetsuoooo was pretty much blessed with God drops right there.
The 301 entry into the secret room is not bad, but could always do better. But with the power-ups he was given, that was excellent.
So this is the famous room where Prince Leaf once collected presents and then got nothing but rockets in the next room.
It's funny, though. I did that twice, and both times I just happened to do so. I got a video of me jokingly doing it and getting a rocket drop, but that doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, it's weird that the drops are actually predetermined. They're all on a table, and just depending on what you do to move the RNG forward will put you there. So it's just literally perfect movement at that point. Got you there.
So Teen getting into the bonus room about 346, about 45 seconds behind Tetsuoooo, but he's had kind of a disaster of a tank trouble so far. He has an orb. He's lost it twice now, I think. So yeah, definitely could be a little bit better in that room. Power-ups can definitely make the difference.
Yep. I don't know if Teen watches while she's racing. I know she's new to it personally. I don't, but sometimes if you think you're behind, that secret room is a great place to just kind of take a deep breath, recollect yourself, and be like, all right, let's go.
She unfortunately does not get blessed with rockets at the start. She gets a foot, which pretty much might as well just be a dead drop and tank trouble. And then she gets a dude to follow that one. So come on, game.
Tetsuoooo getting the Razor Shield and cleaning up and walking out at a 437.
Yeah, that Razor Shield was a little late in the room, unfortunately for him, but he got 2 of them, I think, in that room total.
So Tetsuoooo getting a left side swirl, no real drop. Oh, a key!
Got a key to start. No good there. Yeah, Teen can actually gain some ground here if he keeps getting these keys, and he takes the death. He's doing the Telio speedrun strat here.
I mean, they are partners in co-op, so I'm sure he knows a little bit of that secret.
Ooh, I mean, he gets the rockets. It's the right color, but it's not the right power-up that he wants. So it was a little gamble that didn't pay off for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, and though you'll hear us talking about how awesome rockets are during the entire race, when you're in Mutoid Man, it's actually the last thing you want. They fire slow. They do like 1 hit point each. Grenades are actually way better. As you can see, they just fly out incredibly fast.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh, she grabbed it.
no!
No, that was going to be the difference maker on this one if
And
she had
she
grabbed that
saw it.
spreader.
With the
Yeah, dare I?
cameras now, you can see that she felt that one too.
Yeah, she was not very far behind going into that room. Just one form with all the bad drops Tetsuo had. That spreader definitely could have helped her. Ooh, that's a very far distance for Tetsuo to get it, but he is going to get it because he had the right time for death on that one.
He is now getting that. Oh, perfect time. That
Oh,
was perfect for him. This is
and
perfect for that transfer damage, man.
and invulnerability with the spreader is always the best combination there for killing.
With
Man,
lobbers at the end, I mean, come on.
man, this is gonna. Oh, and he gets zapped. Unfortunately, this was gonna be a very good mutoid man if that doesn't happen. So it's gonna be about a 2-minute mutoid for him.
And as Tetsuo finishes up, unfortunately, Tineisbrutal still on the first form here. She's shooting the lobbers, getting a little wily on it, now taking off an arm.
Yeah, Tetsuo got the same exact time he got last time, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Can't say anything about him, is he's consistent.
No, it was a 7:38. But still, around the same time though. That's pretty consistent, I gotta say.
All right, we got the second arm now for Teen. Some rockets grabbing the lobbers, backing up to hit the sweet spot. Okay.
Yeah, she's hitting that sweet spot for sure. She's definitely getting the double damage on him or triple damage.
Yeah, with easy mode, the good thing about most of the drops, probably other than the grenades because of how fast they are, is that one drop can carry you over through skipping the next one. So if you do have lobbers and some garbage pops up, it's generally best to just sit there and pump the lobbers away and pray you get a drop good after that. Just kind of like what happened right there.
Yeah, like what Teen just did. She kept her lobbers and ignored the grenades. The grenades do have a high DPS, but the difference between grenades and the shrapnel just kind of peeked in there to get her down on that one. But the difference between the grenades and the lobbers, the grenades, there's not as much to them, but they do, in a pinch, do more damage in the short run.
All right, final form for Teen. Pumping in the rockets.
Yeah, I don't think the rockets will be enough. These lobbers should definitely do it for her.
Lobbers are what you want on this final form. Mutoid Man is still made of 2 hitboxes, so you can still get that double damage. All right, and we see Teen walking out of the room at 8:33. GG's to both of them.
Yeah, that troll beginning that Tetsuo had, I mean, that definitely evened out the playing field a little bit. Just the drops were not there for Team, so unfortunately, she's on the ropes here to 2-0 lead for Tetsuo. So I still don't think she's out of this yet. I think she has a PB in her before the end of the day.
Yeah, she is standing on the edge of a PB right now. Teen pointing out that she did get the swirl of shame. I did not see that, or I would have called it out. I warned her that I will be calling out all shame swirls that I see as commentators. So just want to put that out there.
So while we're in the process of setting up the next race here, it's like Tetsuo does have a 2-0 lead over Tineisbrutal right now. So whoever wins this race is actually going to be facing the race winner of Akarasi versus Ares Fire Tiger, whereas the loser is going to be facing the loser of that said matchup I just mentioned here. And we actually don't know who's going to win that race just yet. That match will actually be determined this Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. It's part of our 2 block that's on Sunday coming up. So definitely want to stay tuned for that. Ares recently just jumped the leaderboard up to top 10. So he's definitely going to be out for blood with that matchup.
Yeah, Aries is one of those people who was fighting for sub 6, and it just couldn't happen for one reason or another. And then once he finally kicked that door down, he kicked it down hard and ran right through.
Yep. We featured 4 racers. Tetsuo was one of them. And We had 4. It was Tetsuo, Scotty. Oh, who was the 4th? Aries. Tapatio. Tapatio J. We had those 4 racers actually in one of our Smash the Sub 6 events, and all 4 of them up to this point have now been in the Sub 6 club. So just an amazing feat that's happened over the last 6 months. It's very nice to feature those 4 racers and then kind of get them all into the Sub 6 club. So it's very amazing. Aries being the last of those 4 is now on top of all 4 of those as far as the leaderboard. So very impressive stuff going into that. So I got the countdown going for 40 Watt, and this race should be underway. 2-0 Tetsuo might be a match point, but I am actually holding out for Tineisbrutal on this match. So I got a PB going for her on this one.
All right, Tet's starting up a little earlier than Teen. Again, that won't matter unless we have to really go to the replay. The clock is king around here.
But I do see Mr. Dino maybe syncing it up a little bit for us. He's so good at that.
And there he goes.
There he goes. Yep.
All right, so both players, Teen opting to take the foot. That can throw the timing off. Oh, and then she got a bomb on the feet. That's really the one thing you don't want to see in this room.
Yeah, you don't want to see a nuke on your feet because the spawn rate is so low. Because it's basically your easy mode for this game right now. Because the spawn rate is super low compared to the rest of the game. The nuke is actually a time loss because you can shoot a lot faster.
And only the green guys are spawning, so they're not even running at you. They're just taking a leisurely stroll.
So 42 for Tetsuo, 46 for Teen, 4-second advantage for Tetsuo. But yeah, no first drop orb yet.
No, neither of these players have an orb, actually.
There it is! So now the RNG favoring Teen as she gets the first orb in this matchup. So I'm definitely now more convinced she could get a PB on this run, for sure.
Yeah, just hold the center, keep your cool, don't pick up the crap, and you're good to go.
Yeah, another thing to kind of do in this room, you don't really want to shoot the shrapnel in this room because they're not like a set number of shrapnel, and as long as you get to the end of the room, no more will spawn. So you don't want to really focus them as much as you want to focus the soldiers.
Yeah, that's basically this entire run other than Eat My Shrapnel. Shrapnels don't count for anything. So unless you're in this room that Teen is now in, it's almost pointless unless you have the ammunition to deal with them, or it's going to cause a problem for you.
She unfortunately ran into the swarm to the right side and lost the orb, unfortunately. So hopefully we get another drop of that one. Tetsuo still hasn't seen one.
Neither of them getting the drops you want in this room either. It's really making them work for it.
Yeah, this is definitely a room that shows skill over anything else. Like, if you have nothing, just the way you optimize with what you actually are given is kind of impressive to see sometimes. So I think Tetsuo made good work. He got a rocket to end it, so he kind of mitigated some time loss.
One thing you don't see there, though, is that the last enemy he killed was a foot soldier, which is actually kind of rare for that room.
Yeah, I think when you don't have an orb, you need to focus more on the shrapnels until you get that under control. I usually keep it about maybe 2, and if it gets past that, then I start shooting the shrapnels. But you gotta also focus because there is a set number of foot soldiers that also can appear in that room as well. So.
Teen with the spreader, controlling the middle. Key up for grabs, ignoring it. That's the smart thing to do unless you just have the clear path in and out.
No razor shields this time around. Power-up's not really favoring and like Tetsuo had a spreader, but he gets a grenade on the feet. That's a downgrade. That's not what you want to see.
Yeah, grenades, they're only good for one thing in most of the regular rooms, which is if you're just really, really crowded up in a group, they can clear out a pathway really fast, but their range is garbage. They scramble left to right. It's horrible. I
do like that play that Tetsuo just did. He took the nuke to kind of gain control of the center. He had rockets. Unfortunately, the swirl of shame, as I'm calling it out, but yeah, that happened on Tetsuo's side.
It happens to us all.
Ooh, Teen managed to avoid the spread or the swirl of shame, but she actually has cut the lead.
They are tied.
They are pretty much tied going into the bonus room.
All right, we got Teen and Tetsuoo coming in for some Taco Bell product placement with Taco Bell.
Ugh.
All All right, Tetsuo going into tank trouble just as Teen enters the door.
What a great drop for Tetsuo. Just gets a Razor Shield to kind of keep center control and focus on those gunners.
Yeah, you just got to worry about the bullets at that point. And now he has the orb, playing it a little patient. That's the smart move. If he
I
would have
love
rushed in and grabbed it, it would have been gone.
I like what Teen did with her spreader there. She got a invulnerability just shortly after, but she focused on the top left gunner, and then when she got the invulnerability, focused on the top right gunner. So good move on her part, I think. Now she's got a Razor Shield.
That'll make use for her to bring back to the center, which she has done, thankfully. And Tetsuo, though, got the Razor Shield, the orb, now rockets. Man, he's got what you need in this room.
Yeah, the power-up's not favoring Teen. Just
Walking in with the full clip.
Ooh, a 454 entry is not really too much or too good, I'd say, but Teen is not too far behind here. Just the power-ups favoring Tetsuo a little bit more in the end game here.
It's definitely something that if you grind the game, and I mean grind in the literal sense, you might not actually be used to playing the game with bad drops. And, you know, if you're going into a tournament, that's something you definitely want to practice is just no reset. Deal with whatever you're given.
So at 516 for Teen, she is not out of this race yet. One spreader can definitely, change the tide here.
Tetsuo popping an arm with the lobber.
Unfortunately, it was on her feet. So,
Oh,
vulnerability. There we go. There we go. She's going to gain some time here.
Oh, unfortunately, not much of it left. And she did a little pumping action, which kind of killed some of it.
Yeah, I don't know if she got like maybe half a form on that one, but dang, that sucks.
Yeah, Tetsuo now with the spreader on the feet, going manual with a pop chest, another spreader on deck. He's
That's
just
a player 2 spreader on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
And Teen is getting these invulnerabilities that she's not getting a spreader to complement it. In a key, just to rub it in a little bit more.
RNG just twisting the blade now.
Come on, give the girl a spreader and an invulnerability. There's an invulnerability for Tetsuo, but it's on the final form, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Rockets on the feet, and that will probably clear it up. If not, these lobbers definitely will.
And 2 dead drops in a row for Teen.
Yep, that Mutoid Man really did Teen dirty there.
Yeah. So a 646 exit for Tetsuo there. It's not his best time of the night, but it's going to be the one that puts the dagger in. So
yeah, he probably wasn't happy with that, especially with his recent performances. But hey, a win's a win. Teen taking the death.
Going to get another advantage with the spreader here.
Final form. Key and then a death. Let's see what pops up next. Oh, rockets.
Yeah, rockets are still bad, but on the final form, the rockets are precise damage, though, and definitely can, do something while you're just waiting for stuff to drop.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than nothing. I'd take a rocket over a key or a foot.
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned that. The pea shooter doesn't actually do any damage to the Mutoid Man, as much as we, wish that it would, because it does damage to Scarface. Why doesn't it do damage to Mutoid Man?
Yep.
So she's gonna break the sub 8 on this run here. Got a 7:53 exit time, so
GG. to both of them. That's Tetsuo taking it 3-0. That's 2 clean sweeps in a row. I wonder if we will see this all night.